Testing, 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 testing. Okay. Oh, oh, that's what we doing? We're officially on our 2 minute warning. 2 minutes less, we're going to get started. So this is effectively our 2 minute warning. Thank you. Hmm. 1 minute warning, folks. 1 minute warning. We're getting ready to get started here in just 1 minute or less. If you have a seat, if a couple of seats are available, please feel free to find them now. Thank you. I don't know if it's a such thing as overtime in pregame, but we're going to hold for just one more moment so that way we can make sure that we have Dr. Wims, and we know that Coach Connell Maynor is pulling up and parking. So again, just thank you so much for your attendance, and we're just going to hold for just a couple of minutes. And again, we definitely do respect your time and appreciate your attendance, but just a couple more minutes because we got a couple of key stakeholders that we want to make sure are present and accounted for. But again, we won't run very long, and we'll keep it entertaining and keep it moving. Again, thank you so much, and we'll get started here shortly. All right, good morning. We are going to begin. We may have Coach Maynard that will be coming in for his seat, just giving everybody just the beforehand housekeeping piece. And we know Coach Dr. Wims is en route as well. But again, we want to respect your time, and they're in contact to know that we're going to get started. I'm pausing because I'm looking, the view from here, I don't know what the view from there is, because again, I'm not a fan of mirrors, but the view from here, wow. Each year that we continue to see this room fill up more, and there are more cameras lined up there right now than we have ever had, and this is my 9th time doing this. This is the 83rd time that 2 HBCUs have lined up to compete on the field only. Everywhere else, it is the most magnificent showing of fellowship, cooperation, and support to a community that you will see. And again, it bears repeating, 83 years this has happened in our great community. So it's not ours, it's just our turn to make sure that we are the best stewards and custodians of this great event, these 2 deserving HBCUs, and all that it supports. So in saying that, welcome to your 83rd annual McDonald's Magic City Classic presented by Coca-Cola. I am Perrin King, the Executive Director of the McDonald's Magic City Classic presented by Coca-Cola, and everybody out here in the viewing audience, everybody that's streaming online, everybody that can hear the sound of this voice that's going to watch this as a replay later today or the next couple of days, thank you. These 2 deserving HBCUs, and keeping them, in your focus for a part of your Classic weekend, and remembering that these 2 deserving HBCUs are the reason for this great event. Everything else part of this is height of celebration. This is what support is. So thank you for all the support that you give these 2 amazing HBCUs and their leadership teams. I saw something this morning, because I get different things, messages, try to get me going each morning. There was a verse that goes like this. He said to them, "Go into all the world and preach the good news to the whole creation." That's exactly what we're doing right now. So when you talk about his plan versus what we want, this is exactly what we're fulfilling right now. And I'm a big Phil Collins fan. I don't know if y'all like Phil Collins, but indulge me just for a moment. First song that came on after I heard that voice was Against All Odds. Are you kidding me? When you want to talk about what these 2 HBCUs have done since their inception for well over 100 years, against all odds? My goodness, who knew Phil Collins was an HBCU fan and a fan of the Classic? But that probably comes as a shock to him as well. But, just think about it, because he says, we've shared the laughter and the tears, and we've even shared the pain. And you're the only one who really knew me at all. Wow. Again, he really is an HBCU fan. So, again, listen to the song on your own time. And last part that I'll reference about that, just because it really got me going this morning, was very end of one of those lines, talks about you coming back to me is against all odds, and it's a chance I got to take. Well, I'm happy to say to both HBCUs, they're back. We're here. This is happening. That chance has paid off. This is the safest bet that you can put anywhere, that we're going to have over 200,000 people in some way show up and celebrate this amazing event, to be able to add $23 million worth of economic impact. I know you heard me right there. Okay. But we're just so grateful and excited to be able to celebrate this amazing event. And, again, when you're in somebody else's house, you act like it. So I want to do a quick introduction. I'm going to introduce Mike Succo, who's the president and CEO of Coca-Cola United Bottling Company. Mike began his career at Coca-Cola System in 1996 as market development manager. He grew up in Jacksonville, Alabama, not very far from here. Has a long history of community engagement both in Birmingham and Atlanta. He's an athlete in his own right. Mike enjoys competing in marathons, triathlons, and playing golf. Before I welcome him with this last note, every time I see Mike, he is present. Saw him at Alabama State's homecoming, present. When I see him out in the community, this isn't just words here. I watch him, he greets people, he talks to them, he takes an interest. Mike, thank you for what you do for our community, leading from the front. This time I want to bring up Mike Succo from Coca-Cola United.
I love the comment about, did you hear that, Coach, about being an athlete? Coach and I got to run on the field together a couple of weeks ago, I might have been walking fast instead of running. I was terrified I was going to pull up with a hamstring injury. So welcome, everybody. We are glad to have y'all here this morning. Listen, I'm so happy here today as we support these two amazing institutions, Alabama State and Alabama A&M, to celebrate what I believe is one of the greatest rivalries in all of college sports. And we get to do it as part of the 83rd McDonald's Magic City Classic presented by Coca-Cola. I also want to welcome a great friend, a great partner, and a fellow sponsor with Dale Thornton from McDonald's. Y'all give him a big hand. Dale is also a proud alum of a great HBCU and one that is very near and dear to my heart at Miles College. And he and his family are involved in a huge amount of things in our community, and we're so thankful and appreciative for all that y'all do. And as I think about this football game, you know, to me it is a celebration of tradition, and that's really what it's about. We talk about these schools with over 100 years being in existence, and we as a company have over 100 years of this tie to this great city of Birmingham. And it's really more than just a football game for us, and we're so thrilled to be a part of it. We're also very proud to announce, as part of this initiative, or this game this week, an initiative called with the Osprey initiative to make a very important and positive environmental impact. So if you look over to my left, you'll see these recycling bins. We're going to be putting these out around the stadium and around the tailgate areas to make sure that after you get through cheering and you get really thirsty and you have that ice cold Coca-Cola or Coke Zero or Dasani, whichever one of those products you decide to partake in, we ask you to please put them in a recycling bin so we can take them and make some new bottles out of that. And we believe that's an important part of keeping our city clean and green. We're thrilled to be a part of that. So we ask that all of you make a difference in that this weekend. We also look forward to an unforgettable game, a sustainable celebration, and many more years of partnership together. So thank y'all for being here with us today. And now I'm turning it back over to you, Perry. Absolutely. All right, thank you.
Thank you again for that great welcome, Mike. He had me at sustainable celebration. Wow, that kind of ties into me saying that it's not ours. We're just being good custodians and stewards of all that we've been given. So again, thank you again, Mike. Really do appreciate that. Also, now I definitely want to make sure that we're acknowledging both presidents. Again, one en route, one sitting here. So again, I want to welcome Dr. Quentin T. Ross Jr., Alabama State University president. And here in spirit and directly represented by Dr. Paul Bryant, as I want to acknowledge Dr. Daniel K. Wims, who again is en route. You know, this is personal, especially as a father of four. Thank you for your leadership, your stewardship of our young people and our future. We've had really good views because we've been on both campuses this fall, and we see the amazing things that you're doing with our young people, with all your teams, all your leadership. Again, you just make it so easy for us to be able to stand behind your brands that you create and enforce to make our jobs just that much easier. So again, please give both presidents a round of applause. Thank you for what you do. And if you have not been to either campus in the last couple of years, make it on your to-do list sometime this fall. There are new buildings, there are new spirits. Again, every time that I'm on campus, I tell somebody in leadership, wow, this is amazing. I didn't see this the last time. I didn't notice this before. So again, thank you so much for what you're doing and the way, again, against all odds, to be able to continue to innovate and lead what tomorrow looks like in our community. Now, you know, there are, I don't know, probably dozens of HBCU classics in the United States. The McDonald's Magic City Classic presented by Coca-Cola has already sold tickets in 36 states at the sound of my voice right now. And as my grandmama say, we ain't done yet. So when you think about 36 states, continental U.S. is about 48 states. That is a great portion of the United States outside of the ones that won't make it here that are going to be able to watch on ESPNU Live this year. Again, live linear TV. So when you talk about, yeah, you can clap for that. I'm good with that. So, and again, I'm going to reach back over to my good friend, Mayor Woodford, and say, yes, still the largest HBCU Classic in these United States. And again, with that $23 million worth of economic impact and the highest guarantee to 2 HBCU athletic programs in the history. There are bowl teams that are going to be competing in December and early January that are going to be wishing they could figure out how to get this sort of bag. So again, thank you one and all for your continued support. Again, the Classic continues to have countless corporate supporters. I mean, so many to name, but just right here in the viewing, again, we have Dana Lee Libby representing Disney and Disney on the Yard. We have LaWanna Bradford representing Regions, and Coca-Cola, McDonald's. When you talk about global iconic brands, again, show me your Classic. I want to see if yours has the type of level of support that ours has here. So, and again, but especially to our brand lock partners there with Coca-Cola and McDonald's, your unwavering support is something that we are truly grateful for, so thank you. Now you know I'm not just gonna let you tip in here like that, Coach Maynard. Now you know in church you're supposed to put your finger up and okay, all right, we'll let it ride right now. Coach Maynard and the Mighty Bulldogs and Diana, so brief pause for those fine young men coming in, so we can do a brief pause for them, please. Coach Maynard, thank you. I'll briefly run through Saturday's festivities. 5 a.m. Legion Field parking lots will open. However, we did sell 500 parking passes a week ago, so please plan on making sure that you go to MagicCityClassic.com and get shuttle information, because again, it's tough to get in if you do not have a parking pass, but it's so easy to get in on one of those 75 shuttles that's running for 12 hours from 3 different locations. 8 a.m. ticket windows will open at Legion Field if for whatever reason you don't have your tickets. The parade will be broadcast live and start at 8 a.m. from downtown Birmingham on WBR6, Fox, and on the Gray TV affiliates throughout the state, which includes Huntsville, Dothan, Tuscaloosa, Mobile. So anybody from the sick and shut-in list, for whatever reason they can't make it here, tell them to watch us at the parade, then turn around and watch us on ESPNU. But if they can make it here, be seen on TV. Don't watch TV. So we want to make sure that we see everybody inside. So our good friend Mayor Woodfin will be on the McDonald's float, lead float. And if the next guest that I'll talk about here briefly, I won't try to sing because my voice is all over the place, but if we say that person is from a big, rich town, okay, all right, somebody got that. Actor, poet, musician, philanthropist, Amari Hart will be serving as our ambassador and grand marshal this year, so he will be riding with Honorable Mayor Woodfin on the McDonald's float to be able to kick off our great parade. And when we talk about that parade, it just blows our mind that nearly 250,000 people consume this through whatever their choice is, either live eyes and being there on social media, or to be able to watch the Fox broadcast. So when you talk about our parade being one of the most impressive ones in the country, there's proof behind that. 10 a.m., the Coors Light tailgate party is started on the west side of Legion Field. 2:30, the McDonald's Magic City Classic presented by Coca-Cola starts in earnest on ESPNU. And new for this year, inside of the stadium, our in-game host is going to be DJ Tracy Steele, just keeping it energetic and keeping it live inside of there. This year's game production, we're taking it to a level that we've never taken it to, because again, we want the experience to be everything. So just be inside to be able to take part of that. Just let us know what you think. And our anthem singer this year, a gem of our community, London Coy. If you have not heard this young lady sing with an A, please be inside. Get there early, wrap up with the tailgating piece. We know it's a lot happening. They'll still be there after the game, but come in and support this budding legend in our community and be able to just feel how she sings, because it is an emotional experience to hear her singing and know that she's still that young. So please be inside in time for that. All right, I know it's a business trip, Coach. We know. Both teams are playing for the trophy. Alabama State is the current holder of the trophy, and I know this does not please the Bulldogs at all one bit. So we know what's going to happen. We're not going to steal any of the thunder from, because y'all are extremely entertaining when y'all get up here. It kind of breaks up the little monotone pieces that I do, but that part's coming. But we acknowledged, as my grandma would say again, the house man with Mike Succo, but we want to talk about leadership and partnership with this great city. City of Birmingham continues to be a tremendous partner of the McDonald's Magic City Classic presented by Coca-Cola. They are providing incredible support for the event in the form of police, traffic control, EMS, marketing, outside of those really nice checks that both schools are going to take back north and south. So again, it's so hard to measure and really quantify all the support that we get from the city of Birmingham, from the mayor's team and the city council. So again, I want to thank y'all as the leadership team for that, for what we do on behalf of both schools, so thank you. This bears repeating each year, but without the city of Birmingham's deep support, this event would not be possible. You know, led by, again, I keep calling him the same thing until he becomes something else. He is him. So again, we have the dopest mayor in the United States, and congratulations on your new baby girl, Love. Please, at this time, I'd like to welcome our friend, the Honorable Mayor Woodford.
Thank you, Perrin. Good morning, everyone. So unfortunately, every one of you all cannot see what I see. From standing up here, standing over there. But there's two gentlemen in here whose shoe game is pretty nasty right now. Perrin has on some Space Jam 11s. We'll talk about what size he wears later. But then my man, Rube. Rube got on some 11s, everyone too. But they are, is that suede? And the colors of A&M, everybody. So Jordan didn't come up with this brand. We got to name it. We got 11 Bulldogs. 11 Bulldogs, Rube. We'll talk about your size later, too. Anybody in here hungry? Anybody miss breakfast, lunch? Show of hands. Can y'all get Coach a McDonald's burger back there, please? Dale, this is for you. There's some McDonald's burgers back there. Onions or no onions? All right. Do I have any brown liquor drinkers in here? Anybody? High hands. Who likes brown liquor? You like brown liquor, Stephanie? Thank you for being a brave soul. Since no one else wants to admit it and raise their hand, I just want to encourage you. If you need a chaser, please use Coke. Mike, this for you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you much.
Dale, I got you out the way. Mike, I got you out the way too. I'm grateful for both of y'all. Thank you both so much for continuing to support this storied event. 83 years, y'all. 83 years of the best classic in the nation. 83 years of two of the finest historically black colleges and universities in our country, Alabama State University and Alabama A&M University. As mayor of the city of Birmingham, we are proud to continue to support such a storied historical event in our city. Honored to support the students, the athletes, the two coaches, the two presidents of these fine universities. Along with our sponsors and financial supporters of this event, this is a big deal. You know why we're here. Look, these gentlemen are in the way, but you got two big checks right here. Two fat, colossal checks that, Mr. President, unfortunately, you cannot fit in your pocket. I'm not sure the bank could take those two, so make sure I connect with Chaz later and we'll put some in your pocket that mirrors what you got right here. But in all sincerity, I think about what this event represents. I think about the current freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors that are at both of these institutions. I think about the young people who will be in the stands as well as on TV watching what they look forward to come to one of these institutions as a freshman next year. This classic is better than any classic in America. It is. And what we showcase, what it represents, what it instills not just in the best of Birmingham, but on the Hill or in Gumptown. There's something to be said about what this means to us I'm a proud HBCU graduate myself. And what I can tell you is that what you all are doing, what you represent, and what you're putting on for, it means a lot to a lot of people. So we look forward to the next 83 years. Now, coaches, where my coaches at? Coach, good to see you again. Coach, good to see you again too. One of y'all gonna be mad. Because the other gets the bragging rights for 365 days. So what I look forward to is whatever happened in the fourth quarter, because it's been tight the last few years, seeing who pulls it out. I'm rooting for both of y'all. We'll talk about who I'm really rooting for off the line. Just playing. Listen, thank you all for the opportunity to stand before you today. We look forward to the next few days. Listen, hydration is important. Drink water. Don't go too hard in the paint. You got to make it to Saturday. We need you. Coaches, behave. Mr. President, behave as well. Enjoy the rest of the program, everybody.
Thank you again, Mayor Woodford, and definitely reminding us to hydrate. And yes, to the brown liquor drinkers out there, yeah, go through the McDonald's drive-thru first, and then use your favorite Coca-Cola chaser to make sure that you just have a great evening. And again, it's only Wednesday. Warning. That's right, Dale. It's only Wednesday. So again, pace yourself so you can place yourself inside of historic Legion Field. So, you know, these are the parts that I really enjoy the most, when you get to really introduce a friend and somebody who became a friend that you weren't suspecting to become a friend. And I'm going to do it without saying the other name as much, because the other name is so big in this community. And when you talk about father and sons, and there was a historic thing last night with a father and a son, and you had the Griffeys and to be able to do that. Athletic is something God gives you. God gives you the other senses to be able to figure out what else you can create. I cannot imagine all the things that you have learned and gone through, Dale, following in the other massive name and creating your own identity, leading your own multiple McDonald's franchises at this young age. I cannot imagine the type of endowment at this young age that you have already set up to make sure that you continue to give after air is not given back to you. The things that you and I have personally sat down and broke bread, and all those things when you talk about in community, faith, friendship, those are all conversations we consistently have. I could go on and on, but again, I'll be respectful of everybody's time. Multiple McDonald's owner, again, philanthropist, and you should hear how his team glows about him at multiple McDonald's. Please, at this time, I want to welcome Dale Thornton. Dale Thornton of McDonald's.
Good morning, everyone. I look young, but I still need my glasses from time to time, so. First of all, I want to say good morning, and it's just, I have to agree, it's a beautiful sight. Obviously, I think for anybody who knows, my father is normally here, but he is out Why Not Winning and working with his book, so I proudly stand in this place for him. And but as I come here, my father started in '79 working here, so when I passed the Beehive mic, and when I just looked around for the corporate, I saw one of my fraternity brothers that works over in the corporate part, and just looking around and how this has changed from the first time I ever have gone to a press conference in Magic City class, just the people and the stuff. So this is black excellence. This is what we're here for. And I just want to say thank you. I'm proud to be here as a representative of McDonald's. We are proud to be the sponsor of this enormous classic. McDonald's has dropped off participation with other classes, but we have fought to make sure this year is taken care of in the fashion way. I have some of my corporate partners in the back with McDonald's, but I just want to say, as I look around and I think and I see those 2 checks over there. This is amazing. Yes, you're going to play football, but Sunday morning when you go back to the school, or Monday morning when the kids go back to classes, those checks can help continue for the 84th or the 100th or the 140th Classic that we'll have. Being here in this community and being a part of this great brand, we get to service the community with our drive-thrus, with our cheeseburgers back there, our Coca-Cola Zeros, our Dasani waters that we sell. But the biggest part for me personally is this right here. For my father having graduated from one of these great universities, for myself graduating from HBCU, the mayor, and many of you in this room, this is Black excellence. And as we go through the next couple of days, consider that. We all live in a time where we read the newspapers and we see what's going on and whatnot. And I tell anybody, this is a Black people's homecoming. Let's tell the people that we love them, that we love them. Let's cherish everybody, because tomorrow's not promised. I went through a personal situation with a family member earlier this year that kind of put some things in perspective. And what we're doing today on Wednesday morning can change our whole outlook by Friday. So as we leave here today and we go to the luncheons tomorrow, we go to the parties and whatnot, parades and tailgating, just make sure you tell each other, even the coaches. Y'all got to tell each other y'all love each other, because you just don't know. Yeah, I know, Coach. I know. But in all sincerity, this is great. This is great for our schools, whether you're rooting for A&M and Alabama State. So let's keep that in mind to make sure that we're making sure we take advantage of this great opportunity for these great 2 brands, McDonald's and Coke, to be a part of this, and I'm enjoying it. Thank you guys, and let's have a great Classic week.
Thank you again, Dale. And I guess just because in reference to, what Mayor Woodfin said and to what Dale said, I just want to make sure that, again, all media present understand that that check for Alabama A&M is just from the city of Birmingham. So you add another $1 million on top of that not pictured check that's guaranteed, that's coming back to the coffers up there on the Hill before December 31st, plus being the visiting team this year, Alabama State has another guaranteed $300,000 check, doing the same thing, making its way 65 South down to the Gump to make sure, and then it flip-flops for that home and away team. So when you talk about running the number, getting that bag, as I stated earlier, again, these 2 deserving universities are guaranteed or locked in and getting this. But then again, as I welcome everybody, and welcome Dr. Daniel K. Williams, thank you. We know you had another commitment, but thank you so much for honoring us again. Dr. Daniel K. Williams, folks. One of the things I bragged on, Dr. Williams, about your campus and Dr. Ross's campus a few moments ago was that we know where the money's going. I've seen it. I've watched the shuttle systems. I've watched the new developments. I've seen the plans. Thank y'all for being amazing stewards of all the dollars and making sure that it is going to be better than both of y'all enter those campuses when you exit, whatever day that is, many, many, many years from now. Next up is another good friend that, again, became a friend that you just wouldn't figure. I'm going to embarrass him and tell him to say that he's newly promoted as well in the marketplace. Scott Smith is the Vice President of the North Alabama Division of Coca-Cola and one of the most genuinely welcoming problem solvers that you will meet. Family man, man of faith, and just amazing friend. At this time, I definitely want to bring up Vice President of North Alabama Division, Coca-Cola, Scott Smith.
All right, look, before I get started, Perrin and I have been working a long time together. Never pegged you as a Phil Collins fan. We may have to put that to the karaoke test. Well, good morning. I am Scott Smith, Vice President of Coca-Cola United's North Alabama Division, headquartered right here in Birmingham, and I am truly excited to be here today as we gear up for the 83rd McDonald's Magic City Classic presented by Coca-Cola. It's always a great time to gather with friends, family, and fans to celebrate one of the largest and most iconic HBCU rivalries in the nation. At Coca-Cola United, we've had the privilege of working very closely with many of our retail and on-premise partners to cross-promote the Magic City Classic for years, and these partnerships have helped amplify the excitement leading up to the game, and we're very grateful for their continued support in making the Classic more than just a game, and it is. It's an experience that reaches beyond the field. And from someone who didn't attend an HBCU Classic and working with you guys for over 10 years now, it truly is an experience like none other. I'm also proud to share an exciting new initiative from our friends at the Coca-Cola Company called The World is My Yard. This mobile app-based platform celebrates the magic, the tradition, and the culture of HBCUs. The World is My Yard provides students with valuable content that goes far beyond the classroom, providing career prep resources, scholarships, and mentorship opportunities. Users can also find exclusive deals on products, access to events, and more. So whether you're a student, alumni, or fan, be sure to download the Plus One app powered by Coca-Cola, available now on the App Store or Google Play, to access The World is My Yard and enjoy all the great content it has to offer. As a company, Coca-Cola has a long-standing commitment to supporting HBCUs, and The World is My Yard is just one more way we're honoring the incredible legacy of these institutions. The Magic City Classic is truly a one-of-a-kind experience, and we at Coca-Cola are grateful to be part of it year after year. So, we look forward to seeing everyone come out this weekend and celebrate, make memories, enjoy the game, and of course, enjoy an ice-cold Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, and we invite you to explore The World is My Yard to continue the celebration of HBCU culture well beyond the game. Thank you.
Thank you again, Scott Smith, and I tell you, I made the note about The World is My Yard. Wow, that's, damn, I like that. She always does this. Is Pam Cook anywhere around? Can you hear me, Pam Cook? Anywhere around? She's. They just whisked her away. All right. Well, we'll pencil that in for a few moments. This time, I do, with great joy. Again, when you talk about one of the most educated people that I have ever been around, and you know, some really, really smart people love to tell you how smart they are and love to challenge you. How about one that loves to continue to uplift you and find ways to uplift her community, proudly from the black belt to being able to represent us all around the globe, and she's done that this year. That's just this year. We could not be more excited to have U.S. Representative Congresswoman Terry Sewell in the building. At this time, I gladly want to wake this young lady up to tell her, come on up here. Thank you so much. Terry Sewell, thank you so much.
Good morning. This is indeed a great morning. I just want to join the chorus in welcoming all of you to the 83rd Annual Magic City Classic. And to also say, as a proud daughter of two HBCU graduates from the Alabama State University, the Magic City Classic is one of my favorite times of the year. My dad, Coach Robinson, was actually the captain of the football team in 1961. And I can tell you, growing up in Selma, the excitement of our year was to come to the Magic City, Mayor, and stay at the Tutwiler Hotel and tailgate and drink a lot of Coca-Cola and water and eat a lot of McDonald's. It is an opportunity indeed to celebrate everything that the Magic City has to offer, but the Magic City Classic is also an opportunity for us to showcase HBCU pride. Here in Alabama and all across this nation, our HBCUs play a pivotal role in shaping our history and educating the next generation of Black leaders and scholars. In Alabama, we have 15 HBCUs, 15. And the economic impact of those 15 is somewhere in the neighborhood of $1.5 billion, as well as 15,000 jobs. And so HBCU is a good bet. It's a good bet for this nation. I'm honored to be the co-chair of the Congressional HBCU Caucus, where along with the Biden-Harris administration, we've given over the last 4 years over $15 billion to HBCUs. I'm also proud of the fact that as the lone member of Alabama's delegation to vote for the American Rescue Plan, that we got $334 million for Alabama's HBCUs. I say all that to say that when we give back to our HBCUs, we're not only educating our future, but we're making a difference right now, both in our communities as well as on those campuses. And I would agree with all of the speakers prior. This is truly an experience, and we all win when those two teams are on the field. So while one will take home a trophy, I really want to leave you with the thought that by helping our HBCUs and these two amazing HBCUs, we are indeed helping ourselves, our communities, and this nation, because they truly are educating our future. I think that you've seen of the speakers that have come up here, lots have graduated from HBCUs, including our wonderful mayor. And I can just say that as we think about this future and the future of Magic City Classic, I hope that we are all energized by the young men that we see on the field from both teams and the wonderful students that are in the stands. They represent the very best we have to offer. And because of that, all of us get to be winners at the end of the day. So in closing, I just want to, again, reiterate what Perrin said, which is that we are all here to experience a little magic being in the Magic City, and that magic is only made possible by our two college presidents and the two amazing universities that are being represented here. I want to also thank Coca-Cola and McDonald's and the city of Birmingham and all of you for being here. When I think about representing 15 HBCUs in Congress, I can tell you my heart is filled with joy. Joy in knowing that we are all a part of history. 83 years is a long time, and I, with great pride, have to tell my CBC members that we have the oldest and the largest rivalry of HBCUs in this nation, and we will continue to thrive as long as all of you are here, continue to give and to give back. So thank you so much, and I'll see you at Legion Field.
Congresswoman Sewell, just making sure that, again, I wanted to echo one other part out in thanking you. Princeton, Oxford, Harvard.
But my mom and daddy, I love it.
That part. Anywhere on the planet, they would love to have her, and she would thrive. She's here because she wants to be here. Thank you so much, Representative Terry Sewell. Thank you so much. Does anybody have a birthday coming up? Maybe Friday or so? Because I think Pam Cook does. Pam does not speak on this panel, but Pam Cook, who does everything, everywhere, all the time. I want to acknowledge your birthday and thank you for all your contributions and caring. Thank you, Pam. Did anybody see Drum Major Mickey out there doing a bop earlier? It was just like he just pulled up on us out of nowhere and was just, kind of had his little thing going. That's exciting, Scott Smith told us about the world is our yard. Well, Disney agrees in a lot of facets to that, because representing for the very first time ever at the McDonald's Magic City Classic presented by Coca-Cola is Disney on the Yard. At this time, it is my honor to be able to welcome Disney on the Yard's engagement and employee and program manager, I should say, who has actually been enjoying her mama's cooking the entire week because her mom lives here in Birmingham, Alabama. Please help me in welcoming Dana Lee Libby, Disney on the Yard.
Oh, yeah, I've been eating good, y'all. I've been eating good. And as an HBCU alum, this is probably the first HBCU event where Mayor mentioned I will not be drinking any brown liquor because I'm carrying my first baby. But those McDonald's French fries are going down. They're going down, Dale. Get me, I got you. That is my pregnancy craving, those McDonald's French fries. Thank you. Well, greetings, everyone. My name is Dana Lee Libby. I'm the Outreach and Engagement Director leading Disney on the Yard, which is the Walt Disney Company's commitment to historically Black colleges and universities. As he mentioned, my mother lives here. I have 5 cousins who are alum of A&M. I am told frequently I went to the wrong A&M. And I tell Dr. Wims the same thing. So I have the esteemed honor of bringing the Disney magic to the Magic City Classic. Disney on the Yard began at a time in COVID, right, where the world was shut down and we were trying to navigate our new normal. And Disney wanted to create a space of fellowship for our cast members. And those cast members who are HBCU alum are resonated with HBCUs in the Divine Nine. It grew into an enterprise-wide commitment internally and externally with total backing all the way up to our Chief Diversity Officer. The commitment includes internships, mentorship, sponsorship, representation throughout our multitude of brands. So when he mentioned ESPNU, that is our brand family as well, and we're so excited that they will be broadcasting. We have been incredibly intentional on ensuring we represent the HBCU culture authentically. Even with Drum Major Mickey Mouse, I know y'all saw his little swag outside. Yeah, that's new, I know. He was trained by 5 former HBCU drum majors representing 5 different schools, because although I wanted him to represent my school, I want him to also have that swag of every university. He's had a training session with Alabama State. He's had a training session with A&M's band. So when you see a couple of moves from him, you will see yourself represented in his back bend and that swag in his walk, which we are so excited about. And stay tuned, you will see him a lot more throughout this weekend. So I wanted to also mention, you all, we're beyond excited to be at the Magic City Classic for the first time ever. As we are about to hit 5 years with Disney on the Yard, we have been corporate sponsoring a myriad of things, but my cousins, my family, parent there said, oh, well, if you're gonna come to the HBCU spot, this is the spot. This is the highest attended classic of all the classic games. And so after doing some research and telling the suits that I think this is where we need to go, this is where we are. So we're so excited, you all, to be in Birmingham, to be corporate sponsoring this event. We also want to tell you all there is a representation, there is a space in place for the student in your life or the alumni who wants to maybe work for Disney one day. Please follow us at DisneyOnTheYard.com or go on Instagram, and we would love to be your vessel from campus to castle. So we are super excited. Congratulations to both teams. Good luck. I am not cheering for either, but my cousins will put me in a straitjacket if I do not give love to one or the other. So I'm so excited to be here. Thank you all again. You'll see Drum Major Mickey Mouse again. You'll see a lot of us, and we're so excited to be here. So thank you.
Congratulations again. From campus to castle? I hope somebody's been right. I mean, we've heard some things today. Again, I'm just holding the spot, but everybody else who's come up here today has definitely said some things, and we're definitely about to hear some things now. So at this time, yeah, it's you, Doc. In his 7th season as a head coach of the Bulldogs, again, if you weren't tuned in, so we're gonna wait on him. We're gonna go to, in his 3rd season. I had a whole sermon set up for you, but now the gentleman I compared to Shaft last year, and to make sure that And again, I got to find out so much about his family history. And again, all of his deep SWAC roots, representing the Mighty Hornets in his third season. Head coach Eddie Robinson Jr., please come up here and tell us what's about to happen.
All right, good afternoon. So, when you get on time to places, like early, like I did, I was here helping set the cones up and everything. I was the first one here, and so I gave Perrin $20 to make sure that he introduced Maynard first, even though Maynard's supposed to go last. So, Perrin, I need my $20 back. So you had it right. You should have just kept going. He was the only me, you, and him knew. So just stick with the plan next time. But all right. So first of all, I want to thank everybody for coming. We realize this is the 83rd Magic City Classic. We understand how big this is. Love the crowd here. It's a crowd. Dr. Charles McClellan with the SWAC office can say it's similar to the same crowd that we get for the SWAC Media Day, which is huge for us. So we want to thank you for coming. If this is your first time, we want to welcome you back if you're a regular visitor here. And for me, being the 30th head football coach of Alabama State University is truly a pleasure, and I want to thank those guys who made that possible, starting with our president, Dr. Quentin Ross of Alabama State University, our board of trustees. We have some board of trustees members here. I want to thank you. Also, our chairwoman of the board, Brenda Brown Stewart. Also, Brenda Brown Dillard. Yes, my apologies. Also, Dr. Jason Cable, our athletic director, of course, and Colonel Clark, our executive director. Just some of the people that are here today representing Alabama State University. And before I go any further, I'm going to definitely start with our student athletes. So we know all of the adults are here for a reason, but the biggest reason that we're here is for our student athletes. And I have two young men here today. If you want to stand, the first one, stand up, yeah. Hey, y'all playing the game, we just going to be on the sideline, so they're here to see you. The first one is DeMarcus Cunningham. He's a junior linebacker out of Bessemer City, Alabama. Local guy's been doing great. He's scheduled to graduate this Bessemer City High School, and he's scheduled to graduate this fall. Give him a hand, raise your hand. And standing next to him is James Burgess out of Huffman High School, a state champion in basketball who's been starting for us the last couple years, 3 interceptions on the year. James, give him a hand. All right, so just want to, you guys sit down. And I will be brief because you have somebody that's way more entertaining on the mic that's coming after me. So, but I just want to let everybody know that, first of all, we appreciate everything. I know Mary Woodfin may have stepped out. But the Birmingham Promise has been huge to us. We recruit Birmingham City Schools. We have 10 players on our team from the city of Birmingham, Ramsey, Parker High School. And so we appreciate those guys, Huffman, and we appreciate everybody that comes out here and supports us. And we realize that you can be anywhere, but you chose to be here at the Magic City Classic. And we realize when it's a situation where instead of calling it the Magic City Classic, they just call it what? The Classic. So that means it is the Classic, which means it's the biggest HBCU Classic. 83 years. I played in a very long time ago. Have been having the privilege to coach in it the last couple years. We realize how important it is to the city of Birmingham. And so I'm going to go back to something our president told us when the season started. I'm going to get into the football part of it. He said, the time is now, and it's our time. That was our mission as we started the season. And so right now we feel like the time is now, and it's our time. I love this game. When I was on the SWAC media call, they talked about, hey, Coach, you right in the SWAC East race, and Coach Maynard is right in the SWAC East race, and we have a lot of football left. I said, man, this ain't about the SWAC East. This ain't about a SWAC championship. This is the Classic. And so we realize why we're here. We realize that everybody's here to watch a great football game. And I know Maynard was a little bit late because he was drawing up a couple more plays. He's an offensive guy, and they always got one more play. And he brought his talented quarterback with him, and I know he got a couple more plays too. And so but we know we're a defensive team, so styles makes fights. So it's going to be a great game from the standpoint that Maynard wants to score 50 points, and I want to win 3-2. So we're going to be on opposite sides. So we're going to be on opposite sides of what we're trying to do, and I think that's what's going to make it great. And before I sit down, like I said, I'm going to be brief. I think I have it in my pocket. I had a whole lot more, but I left the rest of it. So we want to give Coach Maynard a round of applause. I'm going to tell you why. A couple of weeks earlier, he had his 100th win. So congratulations, Coach. And what's your total number now? You won a couple more games after that? Y'all at 1-0 what? I think it's 102 or 103 now. 103, right? And so I know you like golf because I played with you, and so I bought you some Masters ball markers. So you're always closest to me anyway. You get to the hole before I do, so that way you can mark your ball. So you get out my way because it's gonna take me a couple more to get there. So I'm gonna leave these up there for you, all right? And I put a note in the bottom. Don't open it till after the game, all right? And so I feel like with a man that has 100+ career wins, he don't need one more on Saturday. All right, okay.
Thank you again, Coach Eddie Robinson Jr. And yeah, styles do make fights. Again, told you, I hope everybody's getting this down because, I mean, they're giving you gold out here. And not just you wait. In the 3+ years now that I've known Coach Eddie Robinson Jr., we have developed such a rapport. And I just got to respect him more and more for his leadership style and how I've watched him, how he treats these young men and the young women that are on his staff as well. Again, you know, I say this each and every year. If you're on the fence about where to send your children, your student athletes, you have 2 great universities. Please look here first. Do that first. And if they're talented football players, you have 2 amazing men helping to develop your young student athlete into a great person. So again, you could not make better choices. Now, if you're playing golf, to the point of what Coach Robinson said, I have never seen an active football coach as good, and we do the Regents tradition also, so we have a lot of really good golfers that are out there, and nobody wants to draw Coach Maynard as part of that lineup. There's still, I saw on the internet, so that means it had to be true, that I saw you with your Eddie Beeman. Sometimes he still do that at practice, guys? Does he still come out in the 13, the shark, and to do that? Okay, all right. So again, it bears repeating because it is a significant fact in pop culture. Steamin' Willie Beeman, the actual Willie Beeman from Any Given Sunday, the actual stunt quarterback that was doing all those things was Coach Maynard as well. So at this time, he's got a lot to say, and I'm going to let him do it. In his 7th season, leading the Mighty Bulldogs from the Hill is Coach Connell Maynard. Welcome, Coach Connell Maynard, to the front.
First of all, I want to thank my personal Savior, Jesus Christ. Without him, I would be nobody. I am nobody. Eddie, my AD told me I only had 2 minutes. Don't go over like you did. So, how much time I got? Go ahead, Doc. No, the mayor left. He probably left. Probably the reason he left because I was late. But of course, I want to thank the mayor, acknowledge him. Great mayor. He had busy man, and he found time to come here and be with us today. And that's one thing you can't get back his time. So I appreciate the mayor and his staff for being here. And of course, you know I got to introduce or say something about my commissioner, the best commissioner there is in college football, Commissioner McCullough, my man. My man does a great job, a super job, stays under the radar, don't want all the attention, but he's doing a tremendous job in building this conference and getting us to where we need to be. We will be the best conference in FCS football. Of course, I got to acknowledge my president, the 12th president of Alabama A&M University, Daniel K. Wims. I see he got some of his cabinet with him, Dr. Ali. Now, you think I got some jokes. That boy got some jokes. I get them from him. I asked him for one today. He said he didn't have nothing, so I don't have nothing. My AD, Paul Bryant, is doing a tremendous job since he's been there, not only with football, with all the sports, and he's taken us to higher heights. Paul Bryant. It's not the Paul Bryant, just Paul Bryant. All right, I'm going to introduce my players. First, my defensive player, middle linebacker, number 10, Cortez Andrews. Great football player. He'll be graduating in December with a 3.0. Next is my quarterback, Xavier Langford, co-offensive. He was co-offensive player of the week last week, 3 touchdown passes, over 320 yards, and another 77 rushing with another touchdown. So Xavier has already graduated, and he graduated with a 3.5 GPA. Yeah. McDonald's Magic City Classic, presented by Coca-Cola. The 83rd. I remember it was the 77th. It seemed like it was just yesterday. I was like, the 83rd? I was thinking it was like 80, 70, 79 or something. 83? God, I'm getting old. Whew. It's a blessing, though. It's a blessing. But this is, like Eddie said, the classic. It's the classic. He said it. He's not worried about winning the conference. He's worried about winning the classic. And so am I. So am I. I mean, this is what we want to do. We want to win the classic. It's the biggest game of the season. We always say it's the biggest game of the season because the next game, okay, it is the next game, but this is the classic, okay? We want to win the classic. Bragging rights for a year. Eddie had him for the last 2 years. So, Eddie, you had it long enough, bro. You had it long enough. You're a good man. You're a good coach. But it's time to bring it back home. We got to bring the trophy back to Huntsville. Okay, it's all right. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. You just keep fighting. Keep fighting. Again, the game is it's an honor and a pleasure for me personally to coach in the Magic City Classic, to coach for A&M, and for our players to play in it. We're going to go to the museum tomorrow, of course, and those guys get to experience that and see what their ancestors went through and paid the price and the trailblazers that paved the way for those guys. And so they're going to actually get to see that now. And if it weren't for the Magic City Classic in this game, a lot of those guys won't get to see that. Okay, a lot of times it's what we do the first time for these guys, flying on airplanes, going to museums and things like that, getting a chance to play in the Magic City Classic. I told those guys some of their sons probably get a chance to play in the Magic City Classic. Hopefully they'll be playing for A&M and not the other school. But if they do, it'll be a great institution. It's another HBCU, and that's what it's all about. It's all about the players. It's all about the HBCUs, and it's not about me or anybody else. It's always about the players, and that's what I always tell those guys. So this game is about them, and it's a great opportunity. I'm gonna take the players by the stadium when we leave here, so they can see how many people are already there tailgating. How serious this thing is. People take off weeks. I think the high schools don't go to class on Fridays and things of that nature. So I know my guys ain't going to class this week, except for those two. They might go. But again, it's been great. I heard Dale tell the mayor after he did his advertising. After he did his advertisement that the check is in the mail. Well, yeah, somebody please tell the mayor that I'm still waiting for my checks from last year. I go to the mailbox every day, Mark, what you doing? Baby, they said the check was in the mail. So, Dale, okay, Yeah, I mean, we went viral last year with the coffin. We went viral. Y'all made a lot of money. I ain't make nothing. So I said, you know what? Bible says it's better to give than receive. I didn't receive jack. So we're going to let it ride this year. But I'm looking forward to it, man. And Eddie Robinson is a great man, great football coach. And I appreciate this gift, Eddie, and acknowledgement of the 100 games. I think it's 102 now. Sunday, hopefully, be 103. Okay? But other than that, everybody have a blessed day.
And a pardon shot for AD Rubin there. Thank you so much, Coach Maynard. We do appreciate it. Now, I'll briefly go through some of the game day specific related facts that will allow fans, friends, and alumni to be able to have an outstanding experience via the McDonald's Magic City Classic presented by Coca-Cola. Shuttle stops, again, in 3 shuttle stops. For more information, please go to MagicCityClassic.com for all shuttle information and to grab those last couple of tickets that are available for you. It is a round-trip shuttle from 3 different locations, to and fro, Legion Field, and it's $5 per person, and kids 6 and under do ride for free. These ticket stops only accept credit cards, so please leave your cash at home for those. Continue with the clear bag policy at Legion Field. Clear bag can be no larger than 12 by 6 by 12. Roughly 1 gallon plastic bag size if you're wanting to compare at home as you're making your game day plan now. Please note, wallets, billfolds, clutches larger than 1 by 4.5 by 8.5 are prohibited. Tickets, again, reserve tickets still at $35 and general admission still $25. Again, somehow with all the excitement, we mentioned earlier that, again, there are, to my point that I just mentioned, there are some tickets available. So please go to MagicCityClassic.com to grab your tickets for you and your crew and to make sure that you get your shuttle plan together now, please. As well as you can go to A&M and ASU ticket locations on campus, Legion Field, and select City Gear locations throughout Birmingham. For the media, we want to continue, especially this year as we look out this crowd, want to continue to thank you for your continued support and coverage of this great event, and we'll have all of our interviewees and the panelists just ready to be available as well on the side. But definitely last, but absolutely not least, I want to be able to publicly thank the entire team that helps put on this great event with us, from Tyra Tompkins to Catherine Storker to DJ Dale to Kerry Coleman, Taylor Bonds, Jordan Allison, Will Coleman, Keith Sherman. I mean, there are so many people that literally help make the magic happen. But again, we definitely wanted to make sure that we acknowledge you and thank you publicly for all the sacrifice, late nights, early days, and everything you do for support of this. Again, I definitely want to remind all, please visit MagicCityClassic.com for updates on everything that was covered today. And again, all speakers are available for interviews. And please stay for photos. All speakers that are still here, please stay for photos. And again, thank you all for being here. Pace yourself, stay hydrated. We'll see you at the game on Saturday. Thank you again.